Here's what happened during the first week of LBB19. Ruminations on the movie Click, a movie, I swear to God, I have never seen. 14 players moved into the Luke's Big Brother house and began a summer-long power struggle. The theme was the movie Click. In other words, we would have a magical remote that would affect the game. Each week, one button on the remote is pressed. This week, the button pressed was the rewind button, which put in 4 immunity idol-like items into the house, 2 red ones and 2 blue ones. The first one of each color to get played would be valid, while the second one played of each group would be null. The first HOH challenge had players accumulate points by beating other players in elimination rock, paper, scissors games. Derek played aggressively and earned many points at the start. Once eliminated, players would receive clues to hidden rewind powers around the house. Maddie and Oscar agreed to throw the challenge to each other to get started on the hunts. Additionally, Tiffany pulled Derek to the side and offered to give him a point because she did not want to be HOH in the first week, and she wanted to sponsor Derek to the win. Ultimately, Derek and Rita were the only 2 players not actively throwing the challenge, and Rita beat out Derek in the end. And ultimately, everyone else threw the challenge to Rita, and Rita became the first head of household. The search for the rewinds was on. Liz and Bowen both got the same clue to look under a bench, and they looked simultaneously at 2 side-by-side benches, and Liz found the first red rewind, leaving Bowen with nothing.
Okay, so totally winged the first challenge, which was kind of the plan, but I did get one of these from it. So we'll see where that takes me. What is kind of nerving though is Bowen and what's her name? The redhead. They both saw me find the clue, so I'm not too sure if that's gonna play out to be a strength or a weakness, but that is kind of concerning, so maybe I'll have to do some sort of alliance with them, but we'll see.
So goal for that first round is kind of just go in first. That way, it's a 50-50 chance you win. So go in, either win first and have an extra point to go forward, or be the first one out and get a chance to go look for my clue. Which unfortunately, I was waiting a little bit for the clue, and somebody came right after me and got the same clue. And I chose one bench, she chose the other one, and she was right and I wasn't. It was 50-50 chance.
Lucas was able to secretly find the second red veto hidden in the red desk in the library. He didn't tell anyone about this find, and everyone else spent most of the round looking for it. He got away with it.
So, you have everyone. Gonna keep this a little secret for now. And just wait until the moon's right here. And see if we can use some power. Feels like a pretty good hiding space for him. Everyone's got one of these. So, hoping that'll turn out for me. Don't know how we're gonna use it yet, but should help with something.
At the start of her HOH reign, Rita counted more girls than guys on the cast, and started to pull together an all-women's alliance. Meredith revealed that she's non-binary, but got behind the cause. That morning, Meredith said that her pronouns were she, her. To my knowledge, that's still the case. I will update these recap videos if that changes. Some players got the ability to ask Taylor what some of the buttons on the remote did. Abrielle asked Taylor what the home button does, and Taylor revealed that it would be a double elimination where 2 rounds happen simultaneously. Tiffany asked about the mute button, and Taylor revealed that that round would be an anonymous HOH round, where someone would get the power to nominate other players anonymously, free from getting blood on their hands. Josh asked about the skip button, and Taylor revealed that that round, whichever nominee survived the eviction would immediately become the next HOH, skipping the following HOH competition. Josh was the only one to keep his button a secret.
Or is that someone found out what the home button does, someone has found out what the mute button does, and I have found out what the skip button does, and I ain't telling a fucking soul, bitch. Hold on. I'm always so paranoid. I feel like I'm always check on the door, but I am not gonna tell anyone because I don't know why these girls are just like being like, oh, the button does this. I'm not gonna tell anybody. That's no one's business. That's my business. I'll probably tell my good Judy Desh, but other than that, baby, I ain't telling nobody else. So, what else?
Oscar spent most of the morning looking for rewinds around the yard and missed on a lot of strategic time with Rita, the HOH.
So the first challenge was rock, paper, scissors, and I think my main goal was to just get eliminated and start looking for clues, but it took me too long because the first one I won, the second one I won. So now there's people already that had more time to look for clues, and this early in the game people are already hiding if they found the buttons. So now I'm kind of annoyed that it took me long, because if I would have been one of the first ones, I would have found it, I think. So I think I spend most of my time right now trying to find for the clues on the buttons instead of socializing. But there's also too many people to talk to, so I'm not really that person. I think I've been doing great. I already talked to Rita, she's the first HOH, and she says she's fine as long as you talk to her, so we'll see how that goes.
Derek made it pretty clear he planned to be a class clown type of figure, joking about a guys alliance and making light of the game in general. Not included in the final cut were some lizard jokes, and also he ultimately demanded the final nominees tell him jokes in order to earn his eviction vote. Derek's girlfriend Liz was the one who found the red veto. Other people saw her find it, so it was common knowledge that she had it. However, when Oscar asked about it, Liz lied and claimed that she never had the rewind. With Liz's secrets and Derek's chaotic play, the group decided to start targeting Derek and Liz as a couple who was on the outside of the group. There was a second couple in the game, Lucas and Meredith. The two were trying to make sure that they stayed individual and avoided talking to each other in general. Lucas made a stop by Rita's HOH room and revealed that he found the rewind to try to build some trust with Rita. While on the other side of the house, Oscar continued to spread the story of Liz's lie about the rewind, further isolating Liz and Derek. Oscar, Josh, and Desh teamed up to try to find a blue rewind hidden on the hills. They couldn't find anything. However, within 5 seconds of looking, Abrielle found that same rewind.
Someone told me their clue, something about hills. So I went on the front and they were all looking, so I figured it had already been found. It was just up in a tree. It was just up in a tree. Like, broad as day.
Was that, as slick as I thought it was? How did they not find that?
I don't know if I'm gonna tell anyone. I don't know if they saw me. And I'm really scared. Holy shit. Anyway. I cannot believe I just found that. I don't know what to do with this Ziploc. This is incriminating evidence.
Abrielle immediately told Josh about the rewind because she thought that Josh saw her find it, and she didn't want to make the same mistake as Liz. Josh, who was anti-sharing information, was surprised to hear this information from Abrielle. At the nomination ceremony, Rita nominated 2 people who were not in the girls' alliance, Derek and Lucas, who happened to be 2 members of the 2 couples in the game. Allie found the last rewind, which was hidden under the container that held the pieces to the first veto competition. When Taylor dumped out the bricks from this trash can, Allie grabbed the rewind from the bottom of the can, in front of the whole cast. After a sudden death round of tower building, Liz won the first power of veto of the season. Abrielle pulled Allie to the side and revealed that she had the second blue rewind. Because only one of them could successfully play their rewind, they agreed to work together as a pair, using the rewind as one. Lucas was upset with Rita for nominating him because he thought that she used the information about his rewind against him, and Lucas made sure to let Rita know that he felt betrayed. Derek, in one of his bits, said that he wanted to see Meredith go up against Lucas. He thought it would be funny to see the couple argue for the other person to stay, thinking there would be some kind of romantic scene, I guess. Rita let Meredith know that Meredith was safe from the block. Rita didn't want to make such a bold move against a couple outright. Rita also accidentally outed Lucas's rewind to Meredith. Lucas had never told Meredith because, again, they were trying to stay individualized. Now that the outsider couple of Liz and Derek had proven capable of winning challenges, most of the girls agreed to solidify their majority alliance by targeting the couples, targeting Liz and Derek before Lucas and Meredith. Desh and Josh realized that Rita was making a pattern of nominating non-women. They agreed to try to reach out to Rita to make sure that it wouldn't be them on the block. And when it was time for the veto ceremony, Lucas submitted his rewind to save himself from the block. I'll play the veto ceremony here because a lot went down. Ultimately, Rita continued to nominate the guys. Right.
Oh, shocker! Who would have thought? Shock and
Nomination, please. Have a seat elsewhere. Alright, Rita. One of the nomination chairs is open. You must name a replacement nominee before we can continue.
One. I hate this a lot more than I thought I would. I knew it would be unfortunate to do, so bear with me as we get through the process.
Alright, Bowen, you have been nominated, which means Lucas and Bowen are our nominees at the end of the veto ceremony. But first, let's check the box.
What's the box? Say what's the box.
It's chocolate.
It's chocolate? Oh God, you both right. What's the chocolate?
It's chocolate.
There's a rewind in here.
It's chocolate.
It's red.
Rewind.
The name of the rewind is Lucas.
Oh.
So congratulations, Lucas. You have been removed from the block.
Hope you enjoy your red piece of paper.
I don't know what that means.
Alright, so that means that the red rewind is over. There are still 2 blue rewinds out there.
Oh, that's
Who has them? Alright, so there is a second nomination chair open. Liz, Derek, and Lucas are safe from replacement nomination.
That's okay.
Please name a second replacement nominee.
For myself. I'm just kidding. When I said I knew going to this first round was going to be unfortunate, and I didn't want to choose anyone, but this is the game we're playing. Even in this moment, I'm really struggling to choose someone. But that being said, I feel like I'm trying to figure out the best strategy moving forward, which is very light, but it's the best I got to start. Oscar. And that's what
Oscar, you have been nominated for eviction. Please have a seat in the nomination chair.
My man Oscar, he did do perfect. Also,
Alright, so Bowen and Oscar are our finalist nominees for the week. I'll give you some time to prepare for the first eviction. Good luck.
Whoa, I'm not the talk again.
Wow. The house guests generally agreed that Bowen and Oscar were more or less the same player at this point in the game. Maddie had developed a strong bond with Oscar and wanted to see him stay. After hearing pitches, Allie thought that Oscar would be the harder fighter against the couple of Liz and Derek. Tiffany also started to argue that Oscar seemed more strategically engaged in the game. While on the other side of the house, Bowen said that he wanted to work with Lucas and Meredith, winning their votes. Oscar formed a connection with Josh and Desh while they were searching for rewinds together, and the two agreed to vote to keep Oscar at the eviction ceremony. And with a 1-vote difference, Bowen was sent out the door at the first eviction ceremony of Luke's Big Brother 19. The first week was a long one. It's time to start pressing fast forward on this game. See you next week on Luke's Big Brother 19.